Literally look like Dracula because I'm so tired and my makeup is so vampy and I just don't know what to do with myself. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today what I want to share with you is my top 5 favorite palettes and eyeshadows. I wanted to incorporate a little bit of the lower end and a little bit of the higher end eyeshadows. These are all shadows that I have used religiously and these are the ones that I always sway towards. I wanted to share these with you like I have been doing my series because the holidays are right around the corner, and if you know your significant other doesn't have these could be your choices of what to get your significant other. So without further ado, I'm just gonna jump right in. So my vampy ass is gonna start with the lower end eyeshadows. So this is probably the only Morphe palette that I actually like. I don't really love Morphe, and I say it in every video that I do about Morphe and I get like a million disses, but whatever. Morphe's not my favorite, but the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette is my absolute favorite palette. You get a lot of variety and it's just a very nice and wholesome palette. You can create so many different looks. There's a pop of color. They blend very nice. They're affordable. The arrangement of the shadows is beautiful. There's tons of transitions and they blend like butter together. And I mean, I've been a ride or die Jaclyn fan for forever and I'm obsessed with this palette. If you don't have that palette, you need that palette in your life. So the next eyeshadows that I want to talk about are also in the affordable range, and it's funny that I talk about them right after Jaclyn Hill because of all the controversy between that shit. They're the Makeup Geek eyeshadows. So not all of these are Makeup Geek, but a lot of them are. Like these 3 right here are the ones that I use the most, and then there's a whole bunch of them down here that are Makeup Geek. I think Makeup Geek for their regular shadows is 6, and then for foiled it's either 8 or 10. And that's still, I think, in the cheaper range. The sizes of them are very generous, so buttery and blendable and beautiful, and they layer so well, and the foiled are just fucking to die for, and I think Makeup Geek is such an underrated brand. I am literally about to hit pan on these, and there's only one other palette that I've hit pan on before, so that is the huge sign that, wow, I fucking love these, and they're just so... They're just perfect and you need them in your life. So, bye. The next one that is everyone's OG is the ABH Modern Renaissance. So this is the palette that I have hit pan on. As you can see, these 2 colors I have actually hit pan on. And this was I feel like the revolutionary warm toned palette. I started out with this palette basically. If you look at most of my old tutorials, but don't, please don't, they're really bad. Not that my videos are great now, but those are so much worse. But this I think was literally the revolutionary. This is what made me fall in love with warm tones. They did so well with the formula. They're so nice and blendable, and yes, they have a little bit of kickback, but they're just so well crafted, and there's a nice theme here. You can do a little bit of cooler toned looks. You can do warm tone looks. You can do neutral looks. ABH did such a good job with this palette, and I don't think they've ever come back to the success that they had with this palette. This palette is just everything, and literally for the longest time on YouTube, this is all that anyone used, and it was a great time in the YouTube community. Sticking to the theme of Modern Renaissance, the other one that I really love is the Soft Glam. There was so much controversy about ABH releasing a neutral palette because there are a million neutral palettes, but I think as a company it made sense because that is what they were lacking in their palette sphere, and I think that they just did such a beautiful job with this as well. It's like a neutral person's dream. Warm tone neutrals person's dream. Yes, when I saw that, I was like, I don't care how many palettes I have like this, I want it. And I bought it, and it's beautiful. The shimmers and glitters are just so stunning here. The mattes are so pigmented, and like the other one, you can do some cool tones, some warm tones, very neutral looks, and just, I look at this and I'm inspired because that's clearly all that I ever do on my eyes. So I love it. It's beautiful. This is also an amazing palette to have for anyone who does weddings because usually these are the tones that brides want. So beautiful. And the last palette I didn't really think that I would ever love. I kind of picked it up on a whim because I like the colors inside, but I was like, meh, the odds of me really liking the formula here are crazy because I was just never drawn to any of their other palettes, and I've tried them and I was just like, I don't understand the obsession with everyone with the brand's palettes. But when I picked this up, I was like, yes, please. And this is actually the one that I travel with the most. And it is the Born to Run Urban Decay palette. First of all, the packaging is fucking stunning, and I'm a travel addict, so this like speaks to me. Even though I am a fan of very like conservative and very minimalistic packaging, I dig this. The traveler in me screams for it. And then inside, I scream even more. There's like this massive mirror up here. I think just the colors inside speak to me. I have not used all of them. I will admit to that because I am not a liar. But, ugh. Can you see the theme of like all my favorite eyeshadows? They're warm toned neutrals. Yeah, I should just name this best warm toned palettes. But I'm not gonna, because there's some pops of actual neutral cool tones in here. And some pops of color. I think that there's just such a nice variety, kind of like with the Jaclyn Hill palette, where you have the warm tones, you have the pops of color, you have the neutrals, you have the warm tones, you have the cool tones. Like, this is such a versatile palette, and I live for that shit. And this formula is actually really nice, really buttery, very, very nicely blendable. There are colors that kind of follow each other and make a theme where you can do a very nice transition. This is actually what I'm wearing on my eyeballs today. Yeah, I just think the shimmers are beautiful as well, and they just did such a good job on this. And like, obviously you can see which colors I dabble in the most, but this is definitely the one that I travel with the most. It's a lot more versatile than my other ones, and compact than other ones. Like, so there you have it. These are my top 5 favorite palettes. I'm obsessed with them. These are the ones that I reach for all the time, and I would trade my first newborn baby for them. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. If you have any of the same favorites, go ahead and leave me some comments down below. If you love any other palettes, let me know. I'm always down to try more and buy more and spend more money and be more broke. Yay! That's always a fun time. I hope this maybe helps people who are buying presents in the near future. Doesn't apply to me because I clearly already have them, but you know, hopefully this helps someone maybe make some purchases, find some new favorites, and play with some new brands and some new products. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!